Hello guys, it's the super full moon in Aquarius today and I thought I would get some tarot cards out. I've been meaning to do card pulls for ages. Four of Wands. Just popped out the bottom of the deck, so a collective message maybe. It would make sense with the energy of the full moon. Sorry, going straight into it. I did have a whole spiel, but that we're looking for connection and possibly completing goals, coming to the end of things. And definitely, I know I put in a post about the super full moon in Aquarius that we're looking at releasing during this time anything that doesn't serve us. This card isn't the same depiction as it is in the Rider-Waite Tarot, which is 4 posts, which is usually the goalpost, sort of like the end of the line, the completing a goal. It can be marriage as well, or a union, a connection that's gone to the next level. So that could be union with our spiritual selves, especially with the Lionsgate portal coming up on the 8th of the 8th. And we could be reconnecting with our spiritual side and finding the path that's right for us, or just having awakenings and generally feel the energy from this card and see. I haven't even cleansed my space. I was going to light incense. But this popped out and I think it has got a collective message for you. So there's something about nurturing as well. Feeling nurtured and loved, whether that's by source or in this image, there's an older lady. So it could be a mum figure, or someone we see as maternal, that looks out for us. I know we all hold different beliefs, so that could be, it doesn't have to be a family member or a partner or anything like that. It's more of a re-understanding that we belong. I think that's the feeling of this, the energy of it mainly. Coming back to the realization that we're all connected and part of something together. We're never alone, and we're never without our path or too far away from it. We've just got to sometimes sit and find it again and tune back in and feel that love and nurturing from wherever we get it from, whether that be nature or, the full moon. The moon herself shines on us right now, so maybe that can help some of you reconnect, ready for the Lionsgate portal. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. It's still haunting me a little. There's a message, there's something in there that I haven't touched on, I think. But the whole point of these readings are, if any of you have had one of my tarot readings, you'll know they're quite lengthy and in-depth, and they're recorded. They're not face-to-face, so I can get in my own little space, connect with what I need to connect with and ground myself and all that kind of thing, tune into the person's energy that I'm reading for. And I need to be doing readings now that are a little quicker, quite a lot quicker. I need to be doing 20-minute readings. That is huge for me to try and fit all the information that comes through. Just off that one card, there's a lot and I still feel I've missed something. So I need to get better. And you guys are my guinea pigs, as always. I'm going to be doing a tarot evening, which is going to be a little bit of an open house really, and I really need to practice because I don't do face-to-face readings. The only people I've done face-to-face readings for in recent years are family. In my teenage years it wasn't a problem. I was reading in the pub for people, for skeptics, and getting amazing feedback, but then for many years I haven't. So it's time for me to start getting the confidence I need, I think, to be able to offer it to more people more regularly. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So we're gonna actually cleanse the energy and light some incense. I already feel like this is going to be a long one, guys. I might cut this into signs. God, this incense is gorgeous. So what I've got with me today is my favourite of all time tarot deck. A very, very beautifully illustrated deck, which is nothing like the original Rider-Waite deck. So that always brings new insights. And I've got a couple of oracle decks, the Alice the Wonderland, and also the Soul's Journey lesson cards. So what I'm going to do, if you know your sun, moon or rising sign, I'm going to pull a card. We'll see, it might be 2 or 3 cards, depending on if I need clarification. But I'm going to try and keep it brief for each. And we're going to... look at your sun, moon and rising sign. So if you know your sun sign, you're set, you're sorted. If you know your rising sign, absolutely brilliant. Your moon sign, more internal, emotional stuff that goes on. Let's go for it. So our sun sign is our, like our soul, really. Just gonna knock the old energy out of these. Let's start with Aries. Oh, straight out. Just as I was asking my guides. The Wheel of Fortune for Aries, okay. That's a depiction of the Wheel of Fortune. Lots going on behind the scenes. It feels a little bit like fate intertwining here and creating, you have to bear with me. I do tend to feel the energy from the cards as well. So for the Aries collective, what are we getting from this? You know what I'm feeling a little bit like? You could feel like things are a little bit out of your control at the moment. Now, for Aries, that's not good. I know Aries people. I have Aries in my chart. I'm an Aries moon and I like to feel in control. I am also learning how to go with the flow a little bit more and allow things to unfold and not be so in my own way, I guess. Aries as a sign tends to like to push through, be the motivation and the fire, the ignition behind something, a new goal or dream. And personally as well, very willful Aries tend to be. And I feel a little bit like this is saying to you, you may need to let go of the reins a little bit here. With what's happening for you at the moment, that's taking up a large part of your thoughts and your energy, trying to force it in a certain direction because there's a lot being played out that you're not aware of at the moment. This doesn't give me anything to say anything's going to turn out in your favour or against your favour or good or bad, or there's going to be lessons along the way for sure. One of them could be to learn to just go, okay, this is where we are, all in divine timing type of thing. Let's let this play out. I've done what I need to do. Because quite often the Wheel of Fortune, we want to be in the centre. Everything's spinning around us. There's a lot going on. There's lots of different layers and things happening around us. And we can get caught up in it. We can end up flying around the wheel not knowing what's up or down or what direction we're going in. I think if we can centre ourselves, ground ourselves and stay still in what's happening, we can observe more than we can be dragged into it. Okay, as I'm keeping this brief, I'm going to leave that card there, and what I'm going to do to clarify, I'm going to do a card from Alice the Wonderland might give a little bit more clarity on direction. So guidance from this deck we're looking for Aries. Some guidance for Aries, please. Angels, guides, ancestors. Wow, this is a big deck to shuffle. Yeah, okay. Number 40. Hope you can see that. Keeping up. Immense effort, advance. Okay. Gonna, from the book, read Keeping Up. The lessons of your life are taking place at a fast rate, far too swiftly for you to process them. There it is. Yeah, it's all going on around you. Getting swept up in it. It seems you are only just keeping up with all the changes coming to you. You must work very hard to make any discernible progress for now. You have been trying to get ahead, and yet you always seem to be in the very same place. This could be in almost any aspect of life, your finances, relationships, career or success. At this point in time, the answer is to work even harder. You will not have to do this much work with this much effort perhaps ever again, but the only way out of your current situation is to accelerate, get intense and push for the breakthrough that is just ahead of you. You will need to devote more time than you would wish, and sacrifices will need to be made. However, if you do this, you'll push through the resistance and explode into the next stage of your life. That's so interesting, because I feel the hard work for you isn't the hard work that other people would say. I think work for you is to not do so much work, if that makes sense. I feel that there's a stillness being called for here, and that is your hard work, because for you that's tough. That's how I read it, only because of the card prior to it. Otherwise I would have read this a completely different way. Let's see what else we've got. Put all your effort into surging ahead and watch as you begin to move in the tiniest of ways ahead of where you have been. Once you take that lead, stay focused on where you're going, and you will begin to leave the place you find yourself in now. When you push through, others will recognise the incredible dedication you have to your own life. This will inspire them to push forward with their own dreams too. One thing is for sure, the intensity of your approach brooks no resistance. Your movement and energy will drive away all stagnation. Now go. In divination, we've got a time of very hard work, getting ahead, determination and resolve to push through into the next stage. The Wheel of Fortune can speak of new cycles. The urge to improve your status and be rewarded, moving quickly with strength and stamina, a great deal to process and integrate. Okay. There's another message came through there when I was reading that. Which bit was it? Yeah, there was a bit about focus, and I think it's relating to your own, what you want for yourself personally. So because we've got, I think you've done a lot of work already, and you maybe feel like you're pushing against a lot of resistance. That can be internal resistance or resistance from outward sources, or just situations, or lack of money, or all those kinds of things. And I feel like you've maybe felt you've been, it's all going on, and you need to find some control in that. And I think you've been pushing for the control and to find your feet and the clarity so that you can move forward. And I think because of this full moon in Aquarius, you're being asked for a moment to sit in the centre of the wheel, find your calm, know that divine timing is taking care of everything, and things are still happening even though you're not pushing them through, because it's almost like a forcing. Yes, a lot of hard work for you to do that, and it's important work, I think, and it's temporary. It feels short. It does feel through this full moon period that it's really good for you just to stop and see it from a slightly different perspective, observe all the stuff that's going on instead of being whirled around in it. And I think that's your hard work, and I think if you can do that, you'll gain the answers. I was just saying to a friend actually yesterday that I can focus so hard sometimes on a problem because I'm in it, and I've got to find the answer, and I'm digging around and I'm pulling up all sorts of stuff, but it'll be in here somewhere. And once I crack this, no stopping me. But I've got to find the answer, and it can get heavy. It can get really heavy sometimes, and I can lose a bit of direction. So what I'm learning to do now is to take my attention away from the problem just for a little bit. Just go, okay, take my attention off it, go focus on anything else that's better feeling, because the answer, the energy of the answer isn't in the energy of the problem. So while we're desperately searching within the problem, we can't get the answer. We can do a lot of processing, don't get me wrong, but the answer tends to come when we take our attention and it all settles. Everything that we've been thinking on and working on, things settle in, the answer comes. And I feel like that's what's going to happen for you. And then I think there's a new cycle starting for you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. So that's Aries. I'm definitely going to have to cut these videos. Okay, let's get some crystals on these cards for a second and regroup. Have a quick sip of me tea, which has got cold very quickly. Who are we going to do next? Taurus. Taurus. Some grounded energy. Interesting. Taurus, please, angels, spirits, guides, for the Taurus collective. What do they need to know? Massive, great big pile there. That wasn't meant to be. We're looking for a specific message for Taurus, please. I am going to take that top card. The Two of Cups. Okay, connection. The Two of Cups can mean a lot of things. Connection is the first thing that comes to mind, and it doesn't have to be in love, but it can be in love. It can be two people, two hearts, two minds coming together. It can be our connection with our higher selves, with spirit, just coming into alignment really and feeling connected again. A little bit like that first card that popped out if you watched the intro. It feels like a warming feeling, almost like a coming home, like a big hug from someone we love. I was just connecting there to see if it was a message coming through from somebody, but I think I think this just talks about coming back home. Now Tauruses, their own bodies tend to be and quite grounded, and they love their creature comforts and the finer things in life, good food, good clothes, good things that last. And I feel like for Taurus, this is saying there's something long-standing here. It feels somehow like it's been out of your grasp for a little while and it's coming back. Or you haven't given it the gratitude it's needed. Or there could have been something in your life that you didn't see for its beauty before or its full meaning. And this is sort of like a reconnection to it and a new understanding. It's almost like, as well, a bit of a relief. It feels like home, and I can't really describe it any better. I don't know whether you guys are finding yourselves again, getting back into alignment, back in tune with yourselves and what makes you, or connecting with your higher selves again. Again, it would make sense with the energies around us at the moment, especially with the Lionsgate portal coming up, like spiritual connection and things like that. But it feels like a new, or a reconnection more than a new. This isn't a new feeling. It's like being brought home again and feeling it again. It's a really lovely energy, and I want to sort of sit in it a little bit. It's like a warm hug. Yeah, it's like coming home to something. I'm going to pull you. Actually, I'm going to pull for you from the Soul's Journey Oracle. Very, very basic messages on these. And I use them as basically, what do I need to be working on right now? What's my lesson at the moment? So we know where to focus our energy, because sometimes we could be a bit scattered and think, oh, I should be working on that, you know, and personal development, especially if you've got a lot going on and the energies are high as they are, then it gives you a little direction. So for Taurus, please, what should they be working on at the moment? What's their current lesson? With this Two of Cups in mind, please. Beautiful feeling. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Those two cards together are just beautiful. Lovely energy, Taurus. So yeah, that's where your attention needs to be, on your growth and expanding your awareness. Beautiful. I know that was a little shorter than Aries, but when the message is there, it's there, isn't it? Nice and clear. Right, then let's see, Gemini. Let's do Gemini next. For the Gemini collective, can we have a message for the Gemini collective? Angels, spirits, guides, what do they need to know around this full moon? And heading into Lionsgate portal. For Gemini, please. I've seen a couple that wanted to show themselves to me, but I just need one card for this reading. For the Gemini collective, please. I really do prefer to do pop-outs, but sometimes I'm very drawn to a card. So if I don't get a card in the next few shuffles, I am going to go back to that one that showed itself to me twice. I nearly pulled it out. Because there'll be a reason why another one isn't coming. For the Gemini collective, please, one card. I'm going to do 3 more shuffles. 1, 2. Yeah. Okay, that's the card. It's in there. I know the one. There it is straight away. Yeah, that's the one that needed to come out for the King of Pentacles. All right, let's connect to the energy of this one. The King of Pentacles, actually, Gemini, is very sturdy, resourceful and dependable. I don't know if this is the energy that you're in at the moment, where you feel like, yeah, I've got this all together. Pentacles tend to speak of our stability, oftentimes monetary energy, or that kind of exchange. I do tend to sometimes have health come through in it as well. It's upright. It feels pretty sturdy, Gemini. There's a little bit of like an inner knowing here, and I don't know whether there's a lot of outward energy, which is really odd, because I know Geminis are very communicative and like to be chameleons a little bit. Like they'll fit in anywhere and be the life and soul of the party type of thing quite often. This feels like during this period you're more, I don't know if the reserve's the right word, but just sat pretty, going, actually pretty good with me at the moment. Like this, yeah, this feels good. Yeah. There's a sense of stability in it, and a little bit of wiseness. You may have picked up something recently that's, it could have been you've heard something or been told something, or you've had a conversation, or something's just come to you, a download or something that's given you something that you needed. And you feel quite, it's not smug, it's not like that kind of look at me. It's an internal sort of settling. Something settled you. That's what I feel like. Something you've heard or thought, or it could have been like a realization or something that you've had that's just gone, oh, okay. I needed that. But generally, I think financially as well, I don't like to say this because I know not all Geminis will be feeling this way, but I think generally financially as well, you feel okay. You're like pretty balanced. There doesn't seem to be any fear or urgency in that area anyway. And I think this is good for you. I think it's good for you to have, it's almost like a little quiet time, which I think is quite rare for Gemini, because I imagine the mind's going a million miles an hour. I'm Aquarius, I'm an air sign, and my head's like that. And Gemini's Mercury has a lot of Mercury, doesn't it? It's and I think sometimes maybe feel you need the feedback from outside. I might be wrong for some of you, but I think sometimes maybe the external feedback helps settle you, whereas this, it could be that something from externally is coming, but it's settling you internally now. So that's why this feels really good for you, I think. What deck shall we pull from for you? I'm going to do the Alice the Wonderland, just whatever I'm called to on each of you guys. If you're wondering what the weird noise is in the background, I don't know whether you can hear it, but I put nature sounds on. All I've had is crickets so far. I can just hear crickets in the But it does feel a little bit like we're out in the rainforest. For Gemini, advice for Gemini, please. Oh, there we go. That didn't take so long. Nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, elemental messengers. Now, isn't it bizarre that would be nature connection? And look at the card and the nature involved in the card in the tarot that was pulled. You could be finding that stillness in nature. So card number 37. No, that's page 37, Vinny. Okay. So Gemini, with this card, Alice thinks that because the flowers are flowers, that they cannot speak, reason or communicate. They are not like her, and therefore she thinks they cannot ever understand or connect with her. Okay, could be another reason why you've gone a little bit silent and internal if you feel like no one else gets you. Let's read on and see. Alice assumes the same applies in the opposite direction, but to her surprise, the flowers in the world, through the looking glass, can speak, and they are very critical, very picky, and very aware of their choices. While they also make assumptions, thinking Alice to be a flower like them, yet unlike them, they reveal that most of the time they do not speak because they feel there simply isn't anybody worth talking to. Alice then realises the flowers have recognised her as someone worth talking to, perhaps because she has praised their beauty and simply wished to be able to communicate. She also has humility and a desire to understand. Where this card comes to you, do not make assumptions about people, creatures or beings who seem too different from you to communicate with. There is always a way to bridge the gap between us. Talking about communication, my throat went there. I'll repeat that. When this card comes to you, do not make assumptions about people, creatures or beings who seem too different from you to communicate with. There is always a way to bridge the gap between us. If you request for these beings to speak with you and stay open to that possibility, there will be communication. This is especially important when working with the plant kingdom, trees and flowers, elementals and fairy energy. Be a person worth communicating with. Open your heart and mind and express your desire. In that way, new bonds and cords of understandings can grow between the human world and the wonders all around us. Oh, that's really beautiful. Divination, you are being asked not to make assumptions. Be open to possibilities that seem to be outside rational expectation, which is hard with an analytical brain, I know. Attempts to communicate with beings from other realms, within nature, spiritual planes, or even just humans. It is thought there is no chance of speaking to or being understood by. Be open and express the desire for communication. Be more lateral and less literal about the ways communication can take place. Be a being worth communicating with. This will go far. Oh, that's really beautiful. A lot linked to nature with your reading. I hope that makes some sense to you and you can take something from that. And I hope there isn't a shutdown there with that, where you've gone inward a bit and thought, no one gets me. But if it is, you feel okay with it, I think. Okay. Hello again, guys. I'm sorry, I had to have a quick break there. I stopped to cleanse the cards and the space and realised that my readings for Cancer, Leo and Virgo hadn't all recorded properly. So I had a blank video for about 30 minutes. So these readings I hope don't seem too quick, but it's because I've already tuned into the energy, I've already actually done the reading. So we're going to work backwards and start with Virgo. Now, the card that came out for Virgo was the Nine of Cups reversed. In the Nine of Cups, the energy is very much in your power, in a really good, stable place, feeling like you have a lot to give, sitting pretty, feeling confident, all those good things. And in reverse, I feel like you've overgiven a little bit. And around this full moon period, I think it's time now to give to yourself a little bit. I think you could be feeling a little depleted if you've been working from this place for a long time and being the supporter and the cheerleader behind all the people that are close to you, which you're very, very good at. You're very detail-oriented sign. You quite a lot of the times you work behind the scenes, and maybe you're not given the credit you deserve, and I think it's time to give yourself that. You could be feeling there's a lot of hands out here, and when I did the reading, I felt very much I could pull to. It was a bit like, and correct me if I'm wrong, and it won't apply to everyone, but it was a bit like, I've given and given and given here to everybody, and it's time that you give back a little bit. You know, it was a bit like, it's a bit unfair. It was a bit of like an unfairness feeling of, where's mine? You know, and we can be a little bit more reactionary around the full moon and a little bit more emotional. And with this being cups, I think emotionally you might not have your needs being met at the moment from outside sources, and when you feel that you're doing everything you can to be there for other people. So I'm feeling very much like it's a choice. We choose what we give. And it could be that you've overgiven for a little while, and it's time now to put that energy back into you. Maybe set some stronger boundaries where you know, okay, I'm more than happy to give. I won't feel any resentment if I give up to this place, or feel like the balance is out, because it feels like from internally for you, the balance has gone out, and it needs to be brought back into alignment. I think you need to recharge. That's what I'm feeling. And I do feel slightly that you might be looking to outside sources to recharge you because of how much you've given in those areas, that it would be fair and right that you get some support back now. I think this is calling you a little bit to do it for yourself, to set those boundaries and know for yourself, I can give myself this, what I need. Either by pulling your energy slightly back and going, right, okay, I'm not going to put that there anymore because I need time to get myself back on stable footing, or just to be able to offer. We can't pour for an empty cup. I think that's the actual one-liner for this reading. We can't pour from an empty cup. And you've been pouring for quite a while, but you haven't been giving yourself enough. Now, the oracle card that I pulled for guidance was on a completely different angle, actually. It's messages for a rabbit. And this is all about service to the animal world. It could be that you need to... I'm not going to read too much into it. You could be given you could have been given to humans, and maybe it would be more beneficial for you to give in a different direction, possibly. I'm not sure, or connect to nature and the animal world. I'm not sure. Because here's me saying, you know, put your energy back into yourself. And this card, I shall read for you now. Within this card, Alice finds herself fetching gloves and a fan for the white rabbit. While she hurries to help the strange little creature, she begins to imagine her cat, Dina, giving orders. Alice wonders what she might be commanded to do once she returns home. In Wonderland, the lines that divide humans and animals are very, very blurred. When this card comes to you, it suggests that you can also understand the needs of creatures, animals and wild things. By stilling the human world about you and turning into the greater world, the energy that is all about us, you will know what is needed. The card also suggests time spent with creatures who are not human. You will become very close to a beloved animal, perhaps a pet or an animal you take care of. You delight in their company and in taking care of their needs. You will be fascinated with the way which they communicate, and you will learn more about what they mean when they go about their usual habits. In short, you will become more attuned to the non-human world. The lines between animals and people are beginning to grow less and less visible, as it is in Wonderland. You will help animals, they will appreciate this, and you will be rewarded with a greater understanding, deeper connection, and many delightful moments as you come to know each other. When this card comes to visit, you will be gifted with affection, loyalty, and an expansion of your world. Stay aware of animal visitations, for wondrous spirit is speaking with you through their pure and wild presence. Yeah, it's like a pure energy. Animal communication, a proximity to animals, enjoying the company of animals, an interest in animal behaviour and symbology, feeling drawn to animals more so than humans, intuitively understanding their needs and rewards of friendship, closeness and trust. Feeling drawn to animals more than humans. Well, if you've been overgiving in certain areas, the love of animals and that connection can be just what we need sometimes. It could have a different meaning for you. You could be looking at animal symbolism. If you've seen certain animals around you, maybe they're your guides at the moment. But I'm not going to go too far into that because it can mean many things. And I think you'll link the two yourself where it's needed. But yeah, I found that really interesting that came out. So thank you for your time, Virgo. I'm going to go back now to Leo's reading. I've got to try and find the cards out of the deck that I pulled for Leo. Could you believe it that I was cut off? Luckily, I didn't do all the rest of the signs because Leo's energy got a bit stuck in the cards. So I did some cleansing, and that's when I checked after the Virgo one. I went, hang on a minute, we've not been recording. So I know Leo had the 5 of Cups, there we go. And there we go, Ace of Swords. So for Leo, I've got your Oracle card here already. So for Leo, we had the 5 of Cups, but we had it in reverse. And then we had the Ace of Swords in the upright. So I feel there's been some sadness, some disappointment with the 5 of Cups. This isn't it could be blending into current energy, but it feels more past, something you've been working through. And I feel like it's linked to another person or people. I don't think this is just about things about your internal self. I think you've had some disappointments and some sadness. And what came through for me was that I think you've been maybe took off your path a little bit, possibly because you were trying to do things the way other people wanted you to do them, or you were living your life more for others, or the things they expected of you, or something around that. There was some kind of disappointment, and it could be disappointment in yourself because you maybe allowed that to happen a little bit. When these cards first come out, I was like, oh, Leo, you've been going through it a bit. But what is lovely is this Ace of Swords. And that came out, and it felt this super full moon energy, that now there's some kind of lightness coming through, some lift event of that heavy, burdensome energy that yeah, it can swallow you up a bit, can't it, when you get caught in it? That Five of Cups. There could be something. So the Ace of Swords is communication, is our minds. It can be truths coming out. I'm not sure if this is a truth that you've learned that's freeing you now, or that a realization you've had where you've gone, that's the information I needed. It's something like that. It's like a bit of an aha moment. It could have come from an outside source. You could have learned something that's it could have been a conversation you've had, or it could just be like a download or something that's you've been processing all these emotions, and then suddenly you've got my path should be my path. I know now I can reconnect to what it is for me, what my truth is, and follow that for me. Aces tend to be possibilities and opportunities, but they're just opportunities. That they're not set in stone that this is going to be a new start for you and it's going to all be roses. It's something that you've got to take upon yourself. But this truth, or this understanding, or this thought you've had, this realization, it will help you now to get away from this and start fresh. I did get quite heavily in the energy of this card, the need for release. And with it being the pen with the feather, I think around the super full moon, possibly journaling would be really helpful, or writing down things that no longer serve you, that you want to release. Burning them on the full moon would be a really good way to do that, or just destroying it in some way. Just getting it out on paper. But definitely a call to release some old way of doing things, or some old beliefs that no longer serve you, and it's related to this disappointment in the past. And I still do feel that maybe you were doing something more for someone else than for yourself, and that was clouding your judgment, or not giving you clarity on your own personal path. So they were the cards. And then we pulled an oracle from the Alice the Wonderland oracle deck. And that one is never jam today, promises that never come to be, empty words, not living in the now. So that was number 35, Leo. When the White Queen makes her outrageous statement that jam is for tomorrow and for yesterday, but never for today, Alice realises that no one's ever going to get any jam. When this card comes to you, what can it mean? Well, it's likely that someone is making promises that sound like there is plenty on offer, when in fact it is extremely unlikely they will ever deliver and come through with all the wonderful things they're attracting you with. You see, when this card comes, someone is claiming they can do a lot of good for you, but whether they are offering a pay rise, a good time, or a commitment, it is never to be. The promise is never ever delivered or enjoyed today. They exist on promises of a better future and the memories of a wonderful past, but they will never make good on their promises when it most counts. And this is today. Fortunately, Alice is not at all attracted by the offerings of the White Queen. She literally does not want the jam, so she cannot be manipulated. But those who do want the jam could be forever living in the hope that one day they'll get jam. The fact is, this will never ever happen. Listen to the person making you some rather wonderful promises or boasting about how much they can offer others. When will they deliver? Are they always talking about the past and planning for a wonderful future but struggling in the present? If so, it is best to be like Alice and have no desire for promises which will never be fulfilled. The divination meaning says words are plentiful but deeds are few, thinking that the past and the future are better than the present, being attracted by promises of good times and abundance that may never be kept, boasting of plenty but never enjoying it in the moment, manipulation and withholding. Demand results in the present and work towards satisfying your desires. Don't buy what they're selling. So even more so, I think this is linked with these cards here. That something's been disappointed in the past, probably because you thought you were getting jam and you never got any jam. But there's a realisation here which frees you. And now you can say, I don't actually want that jam. It's all about the jam. So yeah, that was your reading, Leo. The sun is shining on you at the moment, and I think it'll bring you some realizations and allow you some freedom from them old beliefs, and yeah, you just won't want what's being offered anymore when you realise it's not real. Okay. That's Leo. So Cancer. Well, let's go back and get now. Cancer, I started shuffling for Cancer, and before, literally, I didn't even cleanse the cards. All I said was for Cancer, and there they were. 3 cards came out, so I read the 3. So let's see if we can find those now. It was the 2 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. And actually, it made a lot of sense to me for a Cancer that's quite close to me. So I'm hoping it does the same for you guys as well. Oh, that 2 of Wands is elusive, which would make sense with it being the one that's trying to guide the way out of the burdens. There we go. And it wasn't an Alice in Wonderland oracle I pulled for Cancer either. It was one of the Soul's Journey ones. It was Courage that came out. Yeah, right at the bottom of the deck still. So for you, Cancer, we had the 2 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. Lots of burdens. Lots of just a heavy load. It feels heavy. You're carrying a lot at the moment. You've got lots of responsibilities. The 2 of Pentacles was in reverse, and that's the spider frantically weaving its web, trying to create something and build something. Pentacles quite often linked to our stability, so our security, can be monetary as well. So a lot of work's being done on trying to create those things. But with it being in reverse, there's a lot of work going in, a lot of doing, a lot. But somehow the benefits expected from all that hard work don't seem to be showing themselves in the way you'd like. That's the sort of feeling I got, that but I'm doing everything. Why am I not hitting them goals? Why am I not, why I can't find my feet? And it come to mind, I felt like juggling everything. And a Cancer close to me says something to me sometimes, and I thought that's what it is. It's not quite juggling, but it's a lizard on hot sands. So I don't know where to put my feet. I'm trying it all. Wherever I put my foot down, try and find that balance, that security, that grounding. There's something else there, and you're taking on more. So yeah, it felt quite a heavy energy. I say burdensome, I don't know whether burdensome's the right word really. It's more, there's a lot of responsibilities, and with the tens tend to mean an ending, and it didn't feel like an end to it all. It felt like, with the Two of Wands, finding the light in it. It was more of a pause. So the Two of Wands, I was going to say a break from it. It's not even that. It's finding the reason. So I kept getting drawn to the fairy in the lantern here. So he's using the lantern to find his way through the forest in this card. And it felt like a pause to take it in, to see where I'm going. And I think that's what happens. It's not that all this responsibility just ends because it's the 10, but you do put it down and you see the light. You see why you're doing it. Instead of just being caught in the doing, the practical stuff and the working towards something and trying to build something and create something, and it's like you've forgotten the reason you were doing those things in the first place, what you actually wanted, what your goal was, what you're aiming for, and lost the fun, I think, a little bit in the process, and that's what makes it become burdensome. Whereas this guy, he's got his lantern, he's got his light, his guiding light, and in there is a fairy who I felt a really sort of giggly energy about this card, a sort of like a very light and fun vibe coming through. And it wasn't a change of perspective that was needed, it was the feeling was needed to be felt again of why you were doing this in the first place, if that makes sense. So of a reconnecting to the joy in the process and what you're achieving, and this then didn't feel burdensome anymore. I'm not quite sure how else to explain it better, but there's a bit of a pause that's needed. You maybe just pop them down for a moment and remind yourself of trying to think of a better way to put it, because I feel like I'm just slightly off the mark with the explanation of it, and I can't quite grasp it. I want to sort of say give yourself a break, but it's not. It's like a new energy, like a lift, a more fun vibe, and I think it comes once you tune back into the light, and which is what's guiding you through it all in the first place, what's making you want to do all these things and create and find stability and work hard and all that kind of thing. A little fun in there, a little more lightheartedness, I think. And if you can get that reconnection with the feeling of why you want to, Wands, they're your inspiration. That might be the word I'm missing. The inspiration behind the things you do. And it feels like that's coming. It's not right here, but it's very close. So yeah, then this won't feel like you're so caught up and wrapped up and with no direction in it, and it feels heavy. It doesn't feel like that no more. It doesn't go, you've still got them, but it's, I really want to say a change of perspective, but it doesn't feel like a mental thing. It feels very much like a feeling thing, and reconnecting with the inspiration of it. Now, your oracle card that came out of the soul's journey is courage. And I feel the mantra is, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. That's your mantra. And I think you may be in a little fear of putting this down at all. If you've used certain things as your go-to, or try and detach the energy a little bit, because I think it might take some courage to reconnect and put that down, because I think you've got caught in it a little bit, if I'm honest. You got caught in the doing, and it feels quite hard for you, Cancer, to pop it down and reconnect with yourself. But if you can, this won't seem like it does at the moment. So that's a message for Cancer. Okay, now we're back to where we were, and we're reading fresh again. Right, let's cleanse the energy on these cards. Who have we got next? We've got Libra. I'm just on my little wheel at the moment, trying to not miss anyone out, as I've never done this before until today. Oh, Libra, is that for you? The moon. Knock that straight out, you did. I'm taking it. It's clearly meant to be. Oh, the freedom in this card feels wonderful, Libra. It really does. It's not release, not giving yourself over, not acceptance. Oh, the word always eludes me. It'll come back to me. It's sort of like a relinquishing and an allowing. It feels like you're going with the flow. I know the moon has a negative connotation sometimes, but what a lovely card to come out on the super full moon. And I know you're an air sign as well as Aquarius, so I feel like you're working with the energy quite well at the moment. The moon can talk about hidden things, internal processes, cycles. I feel like you're doing an okay job with this energy. I think you're acceptant of it. If it's emotional, it's okay. I'll work with that. I'll sit with it. It doesn't feel like you're suppressing anything here. Because sometimes when those feelings come up around the full moon, or things are heightened, or we get more reactionary, we can have a tendency to push it down or to run away from it, not want to deal with whatever comes up for us. I feel like you're sitting in it and just allowing. If things are coming up for you, if this is a guidance card and this isn't how you're feeling, then this is the guidance, this is your answer. Work with whatever comes up. Don't suppress anything. Go with the energy changes. Remember, it's just a phase, so don't be thinking, oh my God, I'm stuck in this forever. Why are all these negative energies around me, or feeling really emotional? Why am I so reactive? Don't beat yourself up. It's a phase. It will pass. Sit with the feelings, allow the emotions to come up, and just work through them. You seem quite good in doing that at the moment, Libra. So congratulations. It's not always easy. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. I don't know what to pull from now for you. I'm going to go with the Soul's Journey cards. and pull you an oracle card for a lesson that's happening for you at the moment, or something you need to be working on at the moment. Where to focus your energy a little bit, just in case this is bringing a lot up for you. Like the main thing that you can focus on. Some guidance for Libra, please, around the full moon energy and beyond. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Talking about the phases and how they come in cycles, and that's your mantra. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Sometimes it's hard to accept changes that come up, isn't it? Whether that be in emotions, which I feel like with the moon, it could be quite closely linked to your emotions or your eternal world. Yeah, just go with the flow around this time, and you will grow and evolve. Quite a basic, quick reading for you, Libra, but very nice energy. Felt beautiful, that. Can't believe that card got knocked straight out for you straight away like that. Next up, we've got Scorpio. I'm just going to quickly check that we're still recording after our last doomed one. These are supposed to be really quick one card pulls. This is what I mean. I can't, I find it very difficult. There's such a lot of energy that comes through the cards. Can you imagine doing a big Celtic cross? You'd be here all day. Okay, for Scorpio. What have you got for Scorpio? Angels, spirits, guides, ancestors. Oh, these are energetic, these cards, Scorpio. What's going on with you at the minute? They're bouncing around all over the place. Twisting and turning. And for Scorpio, please, can I have a card for Scorpio? We've got a few. I'm just going to see if I can put these together and not... There's 4 cards. So you've got the 7 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. Okay, some growth there, that's good. The Devil, and the 3 of Wands in reverse. Whew, there's a lot of energy in these cards, Scorpio. 7 of Wands is in reverse as well. Okay, I might need a moment to ground myself here. There's a lot of movement here. It's all fire energy. Okay. I'm really struggling. There's such a lot of different energies coming through here. I'm trying to get a bit of a storyline or a baseline. Okay. Let me just ground myself a minute. Okay, let's do this, Scorpio. It feels turbulent, but it feels purposeful. Like there's movement in a direction. I'm feeling a little bit like that direction might change sometimes. And when you think, I've got it, right, that's where I need to put my energy. I'm going. And then brakes go on, or the mind kicks in, your thoughts change and you question yourself, and you end up going, right, must be this direction. Run. The devil's in here. So I think just trying to work out what it's relating to. And I'm feeling like that might be your issue as well, because reading the energy is confusing. And the devil's very good at that. I link the devil quite often for myself as mind. The things I've put in place in the past as protective measures sometimes to keep me safe, that are probably outdated, but I still go to because it's the devil, isn't it? It's ourselves that can keep us chained ongoing though. So we need to break free of those cycles and find new ways to, because the Three of Wands, it feels, it's in reverse. I quite often see the Three of Wands as either being accepted sometimes or not reaching a goal. What is the word? We'll say reaching a goal until I've found words, because these cards have taken me a little. So my explanations might not be the best. Rites of passage, that's the one. Take your mind off the problem and the answer will come. So yeah, a rite of passage. I think you're trying to pass through a test, or you're pushing yourself really hard here, Scorpio, to something or through something that's been a problem for you, ongoing for quite some time. It feels like you're determined. You've been at it for a while. You won't give up. You won't give up. You know there's something that will free you, but I'm not sure if you've quite nailed what it is yet. This is an internal battle, and I don't like to normally put it in one place, but for you, Scorpio, in this energy, this is an internal thing. I feel, because you really want to achieve something for yourself, but you don't want to step on other people while you're doing it. And I think you give consideration a lot to other people. You may then beat yourself up as well. This is quite a deep reading for just a few cards. But then it's lovely how we've got the Seven of Wands. You've had this battle for a while now. You've been trying to push through it, and then we get to the Eight of Wands. So there's progress. You are making progress. Wild horses would not stop you on this journey, literally. In fact, you're not against the horses, you're with them. You can see the people riding these wild horses here. Definitely quick movements, and there is progress. but I feel it zigs about a bit. So you could be on the path and making forward movement, but quickly turn and get off track a little bit sometimes. And I'm really sorry, I can't tell you which track is the right one. It's one of them you've got to feel your way through. You've got to face your demons. You've got to look, yeah, this is a battle all of your own. And there isn't much guidance in here or anything either. It's just more you wanting to, it feels like your energy just wants to say, look what I'm trying to do. Look how hard I'm working. I'm doing the work. I'm seeing the shadows. I'm facing them. It's tough. And I think you sort of want to be heard in that. That's what it feels like. I'm getting a little emotional. It feels like you want, because it's an internal battle, it's only you that sees it. And it's so lovely for someone else to see it. And I think you just want that to be seen a little bit here. Sorry. Very emotional cards. Lots of energy going on for you, Scorpio. I've just got to say, keep going. You're doing an amazing job, and you will get through and have your marks put on you to say, yeah, you accomplished that, you did it, and it'll be a proud moment. There's a ceremony going on here in the last card of the Three of Wands, and they're celebrating. Believe it or not, they are marking his body to say, yeah, that's another one. You've come through another one. Another lesson off the list. You nailed it. That's where it's heading. Keep going. I know it's tough. I can feel it. Whew. Wow. Scorpio. So I think I'm going to fill out a while. Who's next up? Because this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to clear the energy a little bit. I don't know where to go with guidance here. I feel you might want a little bit more as far as, okay, I've passed that energy on now, you know. Give me something back. So let's see what we've got for you. Okay, for Scorpio. Can we have a card for Scorpio, please? They're going through it at the moment. I need a little bit of guidance and advice for them, please. Curiouser and curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness and curiosity. That one poked straight out. Let's see, number 9. Makes sense with everything. Discovery and inquiry, definitely. So from the book, when we enter new surroundings and allow ourselves to discover the wonders that lie within us, we often find ourselves feeling fascinated and filled with awe at what is taking place. When everything seems very new and exciting, we can be filled with the kind of wonder that is most often thought to belong to children. The truth is, we can all tap into that wonder again. We can all be filled with curiosity and experience the desire to explore and discover. This is where you find yourself when this card is pulled. You might believe what is taking place is weird or odd, and indeed it might be. You might be discovering things about yourself that you would once have thought impossible or even denied. But now you know you have so much within you that you are only just beginning to know all of who you are. When this takes place, just like Alice, we grow. Of course, this does not mean you will literally get bigger, but you will be growing as a human. You are having new experiences, and this creates an expansive sense of possibility. This can seem quite uncomfortable and again strange, but it is also wonderful that you are growing in this way. So you may find yourself in weird places with new people, among unfamiliar behaviours, and you may be changing, growing, developing and discovering. Do not fret at the discomfort. Try to stay with the wonder of the newness all about you. Open up, reach out, extend yourself and grow. I love that for you. Divination, new and unfamiliar places and surroundings, a general lack of familiarity, which can be scary as hell. Probably why that devil's showing up. A fascinating turn of events, growth amidst strange customs and people, changing as a person, new interests and talents are being discovered. Yeah, told you, you're doing it. You're doing an amazing job. Keep going, Scorpio. Embrace the insecurities of it all. Try not to let that fear from the devil stop you in your tracks. Okay, need a moment now. That was a roller coaster ride. I think we've got Sag up next, haven't we? Sagittarius. If your energy is a bit lighter than Scorp's. I may give this an extra ping actually. So cover your ears if you're sensitive. I'm just going to use the bells. Because that was full. Okay, Sag. Sagittarius, what have we got for you? What energy is coming through from Sagittarius this time? Angel spirits. Wow, these are jumpy too. Way too many cards though. Can we get a more precise message for Sag, please? Oh, that one's to... Oh, okay. Ten of Swords. What have we got at the bottom of the deck? Okay. I did see the World card as well. Really drawn to that near the beginning of that shuffle. And we've got the Ten of Swords here. So definitely ending something, Sag. And the fact that I was drawn to the World card as well while I was shuffling, I nearly pulled it out. I thought, no, we'll wait for a popper, and then we had loads of poppers. I think they're definitely linked. So the a new cycle, coming to an end of a chapter maybe. I mean, again, all tens, quite good because, you know, it's the end of something. So although this looks quite painful, it's done. So, you know, we move on. After the 10, it can't really get a lot worse. You've been through, got to the 10. Trying to see what this relates to if I can. Hard with one card, but at the bottom of the deck you've got the Magician. So I think the fact that something's ended, now it's Swords, so it could literally be a thought process, or something that's held you back, like a belief system or a way of thinking, a way you perceived something for a long time that you finally put to bed, or a bad habit. It can be of course it can be linked to like relationships, jobs and all that kind of thing. So I'll let you place it where it needs to be, but something's come to an end here, and from that you can start creating it puts you in a whole new vibe. It really does. Love the Magician card, and especially for this time as well, with the super full moon and then the Lionsgate portal coming up on the 8th of the 8th. The fact that you can manifest is fantastic. It will heighten those abilities as well, but you had to let this go first. Whatever this was for you, it had to come to an end. So we could be looking at literally the full moon and then Lionsgate for you. It could be as simple as that you've got to release something now, let it go, you know it's over, let it go, and then you can manifest the things that you truly want. It's almost like you can pull everything back together, because all the suits are, and all the elements are involved when you're manifesting. So to get the best manifestation, you use all your tools. You use your water, your fire, your earth, your air, and it looks like they're all being called back to you. So yeah, you could be becoming complete again, if that makes sense to you. That's how it feels a little bit. Back in your power. So that's a nice energy for Sag. And just look underneath the Magician, because it's showing itself. The 9 of Pentacles. Free, beautiful, feeling great, having enough to keep you in a good place, with still some left over to give to others as well, which is where we all want to be, don't we? Yeah. Brilliant. That was a nicer feeling energy. And I'm going to do you one of the soul journey cards as well. Let's see, for Sag. What should Sag be working on right now? If I get release, I'm just going to say, well, we know. Full moon, you've got to release. 10 of Swords. So you can manifest. That would be interesting. I've got a feeling it's going to be something around that. But who knows? It could be something else that needs to take your focus at the moment. Sagittarius. What's... Oh, worry. Okay. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So maybe that's what you're saying goodbye to. And once that worry's gone, you can manifest to your heart's content. Yeah, worry doesn't serve us. I mean, it doesn't stop us from worrying, but it holds us in a place where we can't create. So yeah, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So that's your mantra for this time, Sagittarius. You all right, Pudding? I'm just going to let Eddie outside for a wee. And then I'll be back with the last 3 signs. Yeah. No, you stop it. There you go, gorgeous boy. Background noise now, guys, I'm sorry. We won't let that stop us though, eh? So, Capricorn. Oh, Saturn's going going into opposition, isn't it, at the end of this month? Yeah, that'd be interesting. Old Saturn gets us to go back and recalibrate, make sure we haven't missed anything, doesn't it? Build up from the ground up. Okay. For Capricorn, angels, spirits, guides, ancestors. What's Cappy's energy at the moment? What are we looking at during this period? Capricorn, please. The Capricorn collective. Oh, the High Priestess, lovely. Oh, and the Empress at the bottom of the deck, reversed. Wow. I wasn't expecting that, Capricorn. I don't know what I was expecting. Follow your intuition at this time. Try and tune in to the less practical part of you. We may have to take a pause. We had to take a slight pause there because Eddie's barking at people walking past the window. So yeah, Capricorn, you're being guided to really connect with the elements. Feels like you've got like an inner knowing about something here. And there's something in this card specifically that feels like you're looking into your own darkness and becoming okay with it. It's almost like you're learning to blend the things that you don't like about yourself, and all the beautiful things that you do like about yourself. It's alchemy, it feels like, but guided by a knowing that to be fulfilled and feel whole, that you have got to learn to blend the two. Something about becoming whole and integrating, there we go, integrating all the parts of you and accepting them and being good with that. And it's a journey. It is a journey, but I think, you know, like in the pit of your stomach, there's something quite grounding, even though it's a High Priestess and we're talking about intuition, there's something quite grounding in it, that the balance seems okay. You've got your feet on the ground enough that you can follow that and still make quite heady progress. Yeah. With the Empress in reverse at the bottom of the deck, there's a couple of things coming through with that. Look after yourself through it. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. But there's something about other people here as well. I'm getting the word neglect. Now, this could be that you're feeling neglectful to others while you're going through this process. Yeah, I think connection is important, and I'm feeling like maybe strangely there's nothing in these that talk of communication, but I'm feeling like communication might be important with the people around you, if you are feeling like you can't be there for people the way you'd like to normally, or even yourself, if you feel that you're abandoning yourself in any way, this could be quite a deep part of it. If you're facing the dark parts of you, the bits that you don't like to normally look at, and starting to integrate them, you can almost feel like you're cheating on yourself a little bit at times, and you can question yourself and doubt if it's the right thing, especially if you've got set things in place that have kept them from the light. Going quite deep there with that one, but it might resonate with some of you, because there is something about this Empress in the reverse that either you might not be looking after yourself and nurturing yourself enough. Make sure you're eating and drinking plenty of water. There's something about you need to nurture yourself. It's not an easy period for you, it feels like, but you've got it. Like, you're definitely saying to me, I've got this. I know deep down, but it's not going to be easy either. So yeah, look after yourself through it. And if it is other people you're feeling you're not giving your attention to, or something with that kind of vibe to it, communicate it. Let them know that you're going through some transformations at the moment. Because the card underneath the Empress is the Sun. So happiest card in the deck. But I'm not sure if you're seeing that at the moment, or possibly other people aren't seeing the good things at the moment. But it is, the possibility is there to see all the good. Yeah, process. It's a process. Let's see if we've got I really want to pull you one of each. I don't know why. I'm going to pull that last. I'm going to pull you one of each. I'm sure these are getting longer and longer. Okay, Cappy. Capricorn, let's see. It's a roller coaster today. I knew the energies would be up and down. Whoa. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be. There was too many came out, and I'm going to try and get you one that feels like the one. For Capricorn, please, a card of guidance or something they need to know right now. For Capricorn, guides, angels, the universe. Come on, universe. Something in here you want Cappy to know. They're very sticky, these cards. There must be one getting stuck and not wanting to come out. It's for you. I'm not sure why they're getting so sticky, but for Capricorn, universe. Oh, never jam today again. Now, who had this? Leo? Yeah, Leo. Promises that never come to be. Empty words, not living in the now. Interesting. Okay. When the White Queen makes her outrageous statement that jam is for tomorrow and for yesterday, but never for today, Alice realises that no one is ever going to get any jam. When this card comes to you, what can it mean? Well, it is likely that someone is making promises that sound like there is plenty on offer, when in fact it is extremely unlikely they will ever deliver and come through with all the wonderful things they are attracting you with. You see, when this card comes, someone is claiming they can do a lot of good for you, but whether they are offering a pay rise, a good time, or a commitment, it's never to be. The promise is never ever delivered or enjoyed today. They exist on promises of a better future and the memories of a wonderful past, but they will never make good on their promises when it most counts, and that is today. Fortunately, Alice is not at all attracted by the offerings of the White Queen. She literally does not want the jam, so she cannot be manipulated. But those who do want the jam could be forever living in the hope that one day they'll get jam. The fact is, this will never happen. Listen to the person making you some rather wonderful promises or boasting about how much they can offer others. When will they deliver? Are they always talking about the past and planning for a wonderful future, but struggling in the present? If so, it is best to be like Alice and have no desire for promises which will never be fulfilled. Very interesting. And I cannot relate it to the reading, really. I probably could with enough time. Just follow your intuition. If you feel something's too good to be true, it usually is. But also be aware of making false promises to yourself is a little something that's coming through. Just trying to see if I get any other hits before. You know, I think you know. I think you're going to come up against some things, but you're in a process at the moment. You're integrating things, and there's going to be all sorts going on. But yeah, while you're in the midst of that, look after yourself, make sure you communicate to others, and don't be tempted by something that seems too good to be true, or that you know deep down doesn't really add up. And I did say I was called to do one of each for you, so this is also for you, Cappy. For Capricorn, can we get a card for Capricorn? What's the lesson here? What's the thing that needs most energy at the moment for Cappy? Capricorn, please, universe, ancestors, guides. They're not jumping. I just keep getting drawn back to that High Priestess for some reason. I feel like there's something I'm missing in it. But you could be feeling that way. That could be why I'm reading your energy. You could be questioning. That one. You could be questioning your own, if it is your intuition you're following. Worry again. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Funny how all these cards that a couple now have come out. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. And we're reading next for Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. So as we're on the full moon in Aquarius, going to give these both a good knock as well. And stick some tourmaline on there. I think blue tiger's eye. some pyrite. Yeah, let them have a minute. Because the oracles did not want to speak to me on Cappies. Okay, Aquarius, where are we with your energy at the moment? I've only got 2 more to do, Eddie Beans, and then we're going for a walk. It's getting restless. Oh, that. What was that one? Too many on masses off the deck. Did take my attention there for a second. So Aquarius, what have we got for Aquarius? Aquarius on the super full moon. Oh. Okay, so we've got the 2 of Cups, reconnection, connection. We've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. A little bit of that Scorpio energy coming through here, Aquarius. So we've got the full moon above these 2 in this card, in the 2 of Cups. Feels different to when I pulled it. Who did I put it for? It was Taurus, I think, that the 2 of Cups came out for before. And you come say hi, Eddie. I can't get you in the camera though, mate, sorry. It's a different feeling. There may be a connection with another person here, or it could be the connection with your higher self. It could be the integration of masculine and feminine, or the dark and the light. There's something about a union, a coming together. That you feel will specifically aid you towards a rite of passage, or that will aid you to pass some kind of a test or a challenge. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so there's some kind of union. It can be a connection, just you and your higher self. It could be an internal thing. It could be your masculine, feminine, male, dark and light side, and a coming together of those. But whatever this is, could be another person. It could be you and another person in some kind of union. There's like a duality here. But it's what it means to you, which is important, which is very interesting. It's like, I was going to say it creates like an enlightenment for you. But it's almost like the thought's already there anyway, that this particular union, connection, whatever it is going to aid you in a specific goal. Rite of passage, again, the Scorpio had a little bit of that. It's a slightly different vibe though, not so chaotic. But there's definitely something you're aiming for. And I think it's conscious. I don't think this is hidden. I think this is something that you've wanted for a while, something you've been aiming for. It could be an internal thing, or it could be, is it wands? We're wands. It could be to find your passion again in something, you know. Find what works for you, something that gives you that spark again. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords. You've been working towards this for quite a long time, and I think you'd be happy to to tick it off your list and say, did that. And you definitely feel this is going to be helpful on that journey. I don't have a lot else coming through, if I'm honest. So that must be the message for you guys. So yeah, you already know where you're aiming, and even before this sort of enlightenment happens, or this bond connection, reconnection, duality, whatever that is, you've already got the knowledge or the thought, the idea there that this is going to be helpful. So to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. I think it's something you've been maybe fighting for a while, or something you've wanted to achieve. It's that rite of passage feeling again. Could just be a lesson that you've been trying to unravel, and like, where is it? Where's that last piece? Because if I get that last piece, I know it'll all come right. You know, I've done a lot on this already. And so, where are we going with your oracle card, Aquarius? Oh, definitely. Yes. Definitely the Alice the Wonderland oracle for Aquarius, I feel. So, relating to this, what is the message or guidance from the Alice Wonderland oracle for Aquarius around this full supermoon in their sign? For Aquarius, please. I might have to take up a different shuffling method with these big cards. Let's try lengthways. Because I'm one of them really good shufflers on YouTube that do all the cool, you know. Oh, keeping up. Immense effort, advance. Sure, this one came out for someone earlier as well. Aries, right at the very beginning. Yeah, it's all about working towards a goal, this. Definitely. I mean, that we've said that, haven't we? The lessons of your life are taking place at a fast rate, far too swiftly for you to process them. It seems you are only just keeping up with all the changes coming to you. You must work very hard to make any discernible progress for now. You have been trying and trying to get ahead, and yet you always seem to be in the very same place. This could be in almost any aspect of your life, your finances, relationships, career, or success. At this point in time, the answer is to work even harder. Oh, Aquarius. You will not have to do this much work with this much effort, perhaps ever again. So that Ten of Swords that was on the bottom of the deck, right, putting an end to all this work thing you're working towards. This could be the last push. But the only way out of your current situation is to accelerate, get intense, and push for the breakthrough that is just ahead of you. You will need to devote more time than you would wish, and sacrifices will need to be made. However, if you do this, you will push through the resistance and explode into the next stage of your life. Put all your effort into surging ahead and watch as you begin to move in the tiniest of ways ahead of where you have ever been before. Once you take that lead, stay focused on where you're going, and you will begin to leave the place you find yourself in now. When you push through, others will recognise the incredible dedication you have to your own life. This will inspire them to push forward with their own dreams too. One thing is for sure, the intensity of your approach brooks no resistance. Your movement and energy will drive away all stagnation. Now go. Yeah, determination. No one ever said that Aquariuses weren't determined. Keeping up, push through. You're nearly there, but I think you know that anyway. I think you know you're on one of the last legs of this journey. Okay, we've only got one left. We've got Pisces. Wonderful Pisces, the watery fishes. Okay. How are we all doing, guys? Are you hanging in there? This has been a lot longer than... This is why I wanted to practice doing shorter readings. I just can't do it. Okay. Pisces. Let's tune into some of the Pisces energy. Okay. For the Pisces collective, what have we got? Universe, spirits, guides. What do the Piscean collective need to know right now? What have we got for this super full moon? I love this deck. It just talks to me such a lot. Sometimes you know before the cards pop out, just off the way they shuffle, it's like, oh, this is going to be a rocket. Oh, that. I don't normally pick outs, but that really, really did stick out for ages as I was shuffling and went, me. You're not going to not get me, are you? But I am going to pull a second just because I like a pop out. So we've got the Ace of Wands. Brand new beginnings, inspiration, fire, passion, all the good stuff. You can do quite well, Pisces, I think, around emotional times like the super full moon and things like that. And of course, you're very tuned in and empathetic. So I think you can really use the energy around now and the Lionsgate portal to create something. And yeah, inspired creation. It could be closing down a cycle as well. I mean, obviously, aces are new starts or possibilities and opportunities. So quite often you do have to make space for those. So it could be a completing of an old cycle, starting of a new. And drawing the elements together. You've got a lot of fire here, but see the contrast there as well. And we've got the Page of Swords as well. Almost reminds me of the Magician card, this Page of Swords card does. But less mature in his understanding, I think, of how to put it all together. I think you've got this opportunity. The energy is there for this passionate, fiery, inspirational sort of creativity or new beginning for you, which really speaks to your soul. You haven't quite put it all together yet, how to tap into that energy and really work with it. I think you are working with it. I think there's lots of information being absorbed at the moment, and maybe you're just like taking it all in, gathering. He's just come across quite studious, but as he's going, like he's not stopping working with the energy while he's learning. It doesn't feel like you're going, oh, I can't make that move yet because I've got to learn this. Because we can do that. We can put ourselves off with things for a long time. I'm not good enough yet, I've got to learn this yet, I've got to learn that yet, I've got, it's took me ages to do these videos, until I just got a hit of inspired creation. I went, doing it. I've got a list as long as my arm today to do. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm gonna do my reads, and tune back into it. So yeah, I think you're integrating it as you're learning it. You're trying it out. You're dabbling a bit. Throw mud at it and see if it sticks, type of thing. Oh, that's interesting. Let's give that a go. And I don't think anything's sort of stopping you. It can be seen, maybe from the outside, a little bit throwing caution to the wind type of thing, and not being prepared, you know, or not thinking things through fully, but you're Pisces, you know. Experiment, you know, see what works for you. And I think that's what this time is all about. You know the energy's there and you're excited about creating with it. And so, yeah, although you're still learning, it doesn't seem to be stopping you. And if this is guidance and it is stopping you, don't let it. Yeah, just see what works. Yeah, keep learning by all means, but don't let it stop you from doing. From experimenting and seeing what works. I feel quite an excited energy in that, Pisces. I'd like to know what you do create. Okay, where are we going with? I do actually feel like I should do an Alice the Wonderland, but I'm a bit, I can't shuffle them properly, that's the only thing. So I might experiment and I might wash the cards, she says. See, when you take your mind off the problem, the answer comes. Who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. That might be what you're experimenting with. Number 19, getting to know the new. Oh, exciting. Maybe you're creating a new you. So from the book, when you receive this card, you are being asked to rediscover yourself through the asking of that all-important question, who am I? As Alice so wisely says, that's the great puzzle. So many people go through life being who they think they are, who others say they are, or who they think they ought to be, when who they truly are is submerged beneath conformity, habit, stereotypes, cultural expectations, and other people's opinions. I think this hugely speaks to Pisces, because I know you can tend to be very empathetic and take on other people, parts of other people at times. So I think this is such an important card for you guys. This card is asking you to ask this question and to assume, just for the moment, that you may not know just who you are. This is your invitation to go beneath the roles and the assumptions. Allow your true self to slowly ascend and emerge from beneath the stultifying, new word, stultifying feedback of the world, and to be open once again. When this card comes to you, it is a wonderful opportunity to live from the heart of yourself once more, to question all you think you are and to find out who you are right now. You may wish to meditate on this question or to find out who you are in new places with new people. You may like to start over, to incarnate in a way. You may wish to travel, undergo some therapy, journal, or have heartfelt conversations about how we become who we are at any given moment. Treat this like a wonderful adventure and an opportunity to forget what you think you know. Rather than going along with beliefs, aim to truly see yourself. Puzzle out, once again, a rebirth into your new self. Love that for you. I'll just read the divination of that. Fascinating with getting to know yourself again, growing into a new self, defying assumptions about who you are, exploration of the self, questioning who you have been told you are, changing at a very deep level, the readiness to evolve and experiment to come to greater self-knowledge. Love those cards. So, there we go for Pisces. And that wraps it up. Well, can't wait to see how long that went on for, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know you guys are probably just popping to the ones that are relevant for you, but I've had a blast. I've really enjoyed doing this today. Yeah, can't wait to do more. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you managed to take something from it that will be useful to you. A little bit of guidance or a little bit of understanding in some cases is just nice. I'll leave it there and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.